So I assume you've heard of the latest Trump PsyOp. Man, they really just they can't stop, can they? So I don't know about you, but I don't think that any of that was real. I don't think he actually was injured by another person. If he was, maybe it was a low-powered, non-lethal round. But I don't think so. I mean, that was just some WWE nonsense. That was a bend down, hit your ear with a blade, somewhere that'll heal up quick, and you're off to the races. This is a guy that's regularly worked with WWE. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but I mean, this is exactly how PsyOps work. First of all, they have a very sensationalist air about them. They're like, what am I trying to say? Oh my gosh. So they're sensationalist stories, and then they release a whole ton of contradictory facts, because your brain will automatically try to group together the most logical story. Okay, so if you're given all of the options, if you hear all of the options, you will piece together one official story. It's like a Mr. Potato official story, but an official story nonetheless. So I think it's really important to watch out for these PsyOps, because it's happening all the time now. Anything you see on TV, if it can be faked, you should assume that it has been faked. That's just how it is. It's unfortunate, but it's mockingbird media, which we've been under for decades now. And some people just refuse to listen, refuse to hear that, refuse to understand that their newscaster heroes are putting spells on them and that they should not be trusted. Why does anybody trust these people? I can't tell you. But one thing I do know is that it's pure propaganda. And I'm going to refute a few arguments that I have heard on Reddit. But let me preface this by saying that I believe government doesn't have to have a grand plan or grand scheme to do something like this. They could do it for as simple a reason as to divide people. Divide the left against the right, and then the right against the right and the left against the left. You're dividing us fractally, okay? And it becomes easier to conquer us. It's like Babylon. Nobody could speak the same language anymore. You people, I'm sure you see it, but you people that don't subscribe to me, you gotta see it. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. You have to start seeing this. Anyway, back to Reddit. So Reddit has become a place for shills and bots, especially since this event happened. And what surprises me is just how repetitive they are. So their argument is basically this: it could not have been faked. Why not? First of all, everything you have heard about this incident has been filtered through television or media of one form or another, which has been filtered through government before that. So why do you believe it? You should start at that. Start at a state of disbelief rather than belief, because it's safer when you're surrounded by liars, okay? And then you piece together the truth for yourself, but not necessarily with the pieces they're giving you. Another argument that I've heard is, why would Trump do it to himself? It doesn't matter. That's a logical fallacy. You don't need to know why to point out that it was fake. Okay? I mean, and first of all, or like 15th of all, Have you seen the Enough is Enough Illuminati card from the Illuminati card deck from 1995? It has a streak going through basically a portrait of Donald Trump right by where this happened just now. And then there was that guy, allegedly 3 months ago, he calls himself a prophet, but he seemingly predicted it. And then he got Revelation 13, I think it's 13:3 or 3:13, 3:13 probably. I don't know. Revelation about oh man. See, this is why I should start doing videos at home where I can just have things in front of me. But you're going to have to deal with my stream of consciousness because I got no time. But a lot to say. Some about one head of the beast would be wounded, seemingly fatally, and then would come back. The beast is not a monster. It is the system. It's the system. So you got different heads of states are different heads of the beast, okay? And one of them was wounded, seemingly fatally. And then he came back, ruled the world, blah, blah, blah. Everybody voted for him. And that's exactly what they're professing now on both sides of the media, which there should not be any sides of the media. The media should be against all sides equally. That is the whole point of the media, to investigate everybody. No, what you have now is a propaganda tool. And the other argument that I hear is, well, how dare you suggest this when innocent bystanders are no longer with us? How do you know? Was this your friend? I'm sorry, but I've seen media make people up far too many times. And so have these people arguing these same points. That's the thing. But I've seen it happen too many times to just automatically believe what I'm shown on media. It's insane. You got a bunch of actors, and you wonder why people think that they're acting. It's insane. It's brainwashing. There are no two sides. It's not hard to pretend that there are, though. And that's the thing. That's all that they have to do, is pretend to fight amongst themselves. Pretend to fight amongst themselves, and you all go along with it like it's fucking, I don't know, like it's WWE. It's infuriating. Dude, this can only lead in one direction. And it is only leading in one direction. And here we are watching this empire crumble, which it really should. Look at what we've done. Look at what they've done over the centuries. It's despicable. Especially this last one. It's despicable. But it doesn't matter how hard you scream the truth, how loud you scream the truth, rather. Nobody will listen, because their ability to think critically has been outsourced to external sources, to the media, and to government mouthpieces. Oops, sorry, that's the same thing. How do you break that? How do you break that spell? They only see through the spells they're told to, and it's so sad. And I don't know what to do about that. And I don't think there is anything I can do about that. I think one of the greatest tortures is being able to play this out to the end, and knowing that I'm powerless to affect any change to help people, because they don't want to be helped. That's the saddest thing of all. And what do you do? People are all for calling out propaganda and scams when it's the other side. You know, for the last year, rightfully so, people have been calling out Bo Jiden and how his brain ain't jiving anymore. But now, when I suggest that this could have just all been an act, I mean, why can't you accept that too? These people have come to think that they know these politicians. I'm sorry that my phone keeps drifting. Try and stop it. There we go. These people think that these politicians are their friends. They literally react as though you are speaking of their family. In fact, I could probably speak about their mother in more disrespectful ways and get a less disrespected response than these people stick up for their politicians, their pet politician, just parasite, parasitic pet politician, feeding off the people. What do you do about that? You don't. I mean, the option is to just separate. There we go. Yeah, there's that Trump thing. Just separate. I don't really see another option. I mean, I do, but I can't talk about it on here, even though I literally should have a right to. Well, okay, YouTube, you're a private corporation, allegedly. Not upheld to the standards of the Constitution. I guess, to be intellectually honest, I should bring up the opposite idea, the opposing idea, which is that Trump was actually projectiled at. And the reason I could see that happening, I can't see it happening by no crooks. That didn't happen, okay? That was a patsy, 155,000%. I know that's not real, but deal. Yeah, crooks is just a name, just like Adam Lanza. Doesn't make it real. Just because these people give these patsies names doesn't make these real people. Sure, a real person might have perished, but that doesn't mean it was the same person that these people are naming him. It is not hard for them to find a patsy. And somebody so easily duped as to just go along to get along, thinking that they're doing the right thing until it's too late, and you're staring down a rifle. I just wish people could see this. Like, it's really not that far-fetched. And the amount of just ad hominem attacks for suggesting that this could easily have been just as much a PsyOp as any other PsyOp. It shows that the people who claim to be on the side of truth care nothing for it. They care for bias. They care for the blatant truth that proves their side. They're not interested in a level playing field whatsoever. And that's not only disingenuous and dishonest, but it's pointless. It's pointless. If people would actually learn to think outside these party lines, which are ridiculous party lines, by the way, thank you, then we might actually make some progress. Progress like, what if most people voted for somebody that wasn't aligned with this political structure that we have now? Find your own. What am I doing? What am I doing here? I don't know. Find your own leader. You do not have to go within their structure. And that is the beauty of this constitutional republic. But we've forgotten it because we keep getting rammed down our throats by this media to save our democracy. It ain't a democracy. They spend so much money and so much time and so much effort convincing you that it's just a given that this is the way it is, but it has not always been. They're in costumes, dude. This isn't the same thing that we all grew up with. I mean, maybe it was on its way to this, but everything about pre 9/11 was different. I know I'm kind of going off on a ramble, but everything was different. The way everything smelled was different. The way everything looked, the way the sky looked, everything was different. I was younger, so maybe it's just euphoric recall, but I don't think so, because I don't know. Everything was different, but we could get back there, I guess. We keep feeding this beast with our dollars and with our work, the hours out of our lives, hours that add up to days, that add up to months, that add up to years, are given to these people in exchange for what? Pieces of paper and numbers on a screen. Numbers on a screen that they take from before you even receive it. Okay? And these are the people that promise to lead you right. Oh no! They steal from you. They hate you. And you need to start seeing it. Oh, by golly, that's bright. Now one of these politicians speaks out against the Federal Reserve. When they do, they or the family members keep dying. Okay, look at that. I don't remember his name right now, but Massey, his wife just passed away of suddenly, right after I'm pretty sure he wanted to abolish the Federal Reserve, though please don't quote me on that. I do need to research that more. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. It's been a while.